dengan waktu yang sangat terbatas ya, kita cuma punya case building impromptu motion 15 menit. Kita menggunakan how British parliamentary system conduct its case building session. Oke. Sebentar. Oke. Oke, di sini ada berapa orang? Ada 5 ya. Oke, bagus. Semakin cepat selesai. Enggak, cepat selesainya ya kalian tetap punya waktu 1 jam sih. Oke, maksudnya banyak feedbacknya nanti, bisa lebih banyak feedback dan kalian bisa gunakan waktu untuk full 7 minutes ya. Gitu. Oke, langsung aja aku ganti aplikasi. Ya ini seperti aweh ya, di Ramadan semakin mundur barisannya tuh. Semakin dekat Idul Fitri semakin mundur. Dan kayak gini juga debat ini makin mundur. Aduh. Oke. Oke. 2, 3, 4, 5 ya. Jadi seperti ini. Oke, dan mosinya seperti ini. Oke, ada mau ditanyakan kira-kira dari mosinya? No? It's very clear ya.
Legitimate means like legal.
Legal ya.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay. Then your 15 minutes start from now. Okay, so I guess we can begin. Let's start. Okay, we can start from the end. Okay, do you guys did download the debate keeper? Okay, your time management is really matter. Please download it. Wait a moment. Nah, kemarin ya. Student education. Okay, so here, the floor is yours, Dian.
Okay, thank you. So start my speech in 3, 2, 1. So this motion is about this House belief that use of violence can be a legitimate from political protest. So if we look at this motion, let we see in the first case like violence. What is violence is? Violence is doing something to make people obey the obligation. And what legitimate is? Legitimate is violence that using doing the violence um, by using like using something under the law. And also here we can see is for political protest. So if we make it a relation, the violence that legal is to bring or to build the political protest as halt. So come to my argument. The first one is this house believes that violence can be legitimate from political protest. I think it will effective because political need and concern about how the mechanism of government has done. Because why the first one, we can see if there is some protest, it's also there's something wrong. Reminder is something wrong is the way like using violence. Here we can see violence is not always as a cycle, but physic, but also like verbal or something like demo or another way. And also we can see what does look like this. So we can see in Indonesia in 2019, there's so much of student doing the demonstration there. The student doing the demonstration because the president doing the, as Undang-Undang KUHP, and we can see from that, from the student protest that because we and netizen contra about the statement or about the obligation about president using Undang-Undang KUHP as the oligarchy side. So it's not clear or it's not the way that Indonesia has to do that because Indonesia is democracy side, not oligarchy. So from this case, we also know if the protest politic is using by student is to reminder how the government or how the politic has do the wrong. And also back to the goal is why this is important because from this 2019 case, we can see if how aggressively student for that. And also if we look at this, if the demonstrations in 2019 has done before or the demonstration in 2019 canceled before now, we can see if the people will so much in the rate of like poor or hungry or another bad impact from that oligarchy. Even we know if in this status quo right now, the RUU KUHP has done and clear in this year. This reminds me, and I mean like the statement from the student has clear by 3 years. Because why? Because the government has heard and known by this obligation since the time of that between 2019 till 2022. The president and the ministry also can hear and see how the impact if the RUU KUHP is still still hang on in this obligation. And also next one is what the outcome of this argument. So we can see in this status quo right now, RUU KUHP based on the 2019, there's so many violence doing or show us like that. If we only look at violence in the physic, we can see how it will impact the political protest. But if we see the violence like verbal and we also see the student political protest like demonstration is not illegal, but we can see that is illegal because why? Because the first one, we can see if the student doing that by using proposal because they want to, their voice or their statement is heard by government. They want to make it clear and they want to take it as the formal side. So the next one is the student also give the proposal or the letter to security side. This proof if the violence is not only or is not bringing in the illegal. So if we look at this way of the student, we can see if the political progress by violence from the student if legitimate. So also we can see more it from government. The government has clear and done in the end of the obligation and from this year. From this argument, I think government also hear and believe if the demonstration from student is legal and has done, and now we can see the obligation clear and done by this year. And also from this argument, I think government has do this motion.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, I believe if this motion is true, and I believe if this motion can happen as well. Thank you for me.
Okay. Let's move on to Michelle as the opening opposition. The floor is yours.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. First of all, I would like to give my several points of rebuttals, and then I will jump into my point of arguments. Okay, first of all, the opening government have said the definition of violence itself, but I disagree with what the government said because I believe that violence is something that is intended to hurt or even kill someone. My definition of political protest is political demonstration is an action by several people or someone to express their disapproval against the government or government's regulations. So the opening governments have said that the demonstration at 2019 make the students' voice finally heard by the government. But I believe that it's not only about the students' voice, not only about the demonstration, why finally the government hear it. It's there are so many factors that we should think about. There are so many other factors like higher people, like the functionary maybe also disagree with government regulation at that time. So I believe that it's not only about the demonstration of the student. So the opening government also said that we are live in Indonesia, where we are in democracies country, but democracies is about expressing our disapproval or expressing something that we disagree about. But now we already live in a modern era where we can express it not only by violence. Violence is something that is not good. So I believe that there are so many other ways to make our voice being heard. Like maybe doing a protest by social media, or it's same as expressing disagreement, right? Okay, now jump to my several arguments. We can see right now in our status quo, violence is already exists in the political protests. So many political protests that do the violence, like hurting one another, punching one another until someone can be killed. And also in our status quo, our society is easily getting provoked. So if someone being provoked by another, they can easily do the violence. What about making this motion in a real life, making the violence is legitimated? It will be more worse. Nowadays it's already worse because society is easily provoked. And what about legitimate the violence itself? I believe that the situation will be more chaos. And in the end of the day, there are so many victims that killed by one another, or victim that is provoked by one another can be finally can be the perpetrators also. Okay, and then the political I believe my second point is I believe that political protest without violence is better. Because why? In the first place, our goals of political protest is to express our disagreement to be heard by the government. So I think there are many other ways to make our voice being heard by the government, not only by doing the violence. There are so many other ways that we can do. Like we can compare with the violence, people can be killed, and it also can lead to a bigger problem and make the situation even more chaos. But without the violence, maybe the government side think that by do the violence, the aspiration of society will be more recognized. But the question, is it worth it risking people's life to be heard by the government? I don't think so, because we can see by the hierarchy of rights. We already know that it's violate the hierarchy of rights. The first one, the right to live. Everyone have the right to live, but if we legitimate the political protest with violence, it will make the people can be hurt or can be killed one and another. And we believe that no welfare, no welfare at our society. And the second hierarchy of rights, that is right to be free from pain of or suffer. We believe that doing a violence with will violate this hierarchy of rights. We will it will make pain, and it will make us more suffer, and it will not have any benefits that we can see. I don't see any benefits by using a violence. And I believe that using a violence even doesn't make the government hear our voice. There are so many ways that we can do. The governments will not even will think that it's not even the most important thing to hear our voice by doing the violence, because there are because in like what I already said, in this modern era, we can use like some celebgram can write their disagreement by their status or their Instagram posting, and I think that this kind of thing will more beneficial than doing the violence. I think that's all that I can say. That's all from the opening opposition. Very proud to oppose. Thank you.
Okay. So let's move on to the next speakers. Akram from Closing Government. The floor is yours.
Okay, I will start in 3, 2, 1. Use of violence can be a legally made form of political protest. The violence is usually carried out by demonstrators to the security force. It's very rare for them to attack their politicians directly because they must be closely guarded by the security force. And of course, it's making difficult for demonstrators to convey their goals. Violence can be in physical action, and also I agree with the opening government that violence can be in verbal action or using words. Violence in physical can be done because this action can make the object of protested pay more attention, because we know that using protest action as usual, such as holding up posters, does not mean too much to the politicians who are protested. And opening oppositions said that this action can kill people, but I think it's very rare, because this act is usually done by demonstrators to security force who have been given tools for self-defense. So it is definitely safe, even if it is not safe, at least they have been given self-defense knowledge, so that this act of violence do not have a too bad impact. Violence can be the effect of getting more media attention. So this should be an eye opener for the protesting politicians. In addition to using physical violence, this action can be carried out of using verbal action of violence, or example, using words to criticize sharply. It will be very efficient to attack the protesters' object against mentally, so that they can be more careful in the future to commit a wrong action that led to this action, to this protest action. Of course, the violence in this protest would not have happened if the politician had not made a mistake. In fact, there would be no protest action at all if the politician did not do anything wrong and did his job well. Uh, and I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now let's move on to Aline as the closing opposition. The floor is yours.
Okay, I will start now.
Hmm.
For any reason, any form of violence is not allowed, since human is above all else. If this is something that is legal and recognized as a legitimate, doesn't that include supporting human rights violence? This will make the public mentality worse when conveying opinions to the government. The mindset of the people is no longer oriented to political protest conveyed with clear opinion and fact, but they will prioritize conveying sharp form of violent action if it is legal. If violence is the delivery of political protest is legal, violence can also be an act of propaganda between the community government and state apparatus. Not everyone know what actually happened in the field, but it is not uncommon when information emerges. Many cases of plague victims are found between the public and the authorities. This become a confusion. The apparatus is supposed to the protector of the people. But when the issue of violence against people who carry out political protest is raised to the public, isn't that also detrimental to the government and can destroy trust in the government? And I agree with the expressing opinion can be talked other more effective ways. In modern times, we can express opinion using the media that are already available, such as protest talk, social media with a lot of mass support can be a better way. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's move on to the last speaker, Bagus. The floor is yours. Bagus,
Am I audible?
yes, you are.
Okay, I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our mission today is this House believes that the use of violence can be a legitimate form of political protest. And also, we've seen from this debate, our opening government has already set the definition of this motion, which is the definition of violence is not always physically violence, but there is also another violence like verbal violence, ladies and gentlemen. And then our opening opposition uh, fights fights against the definition of our opening government. Our opening opposition state their own definition, which is violence is always physically. So there's no another verbal violence or etc. So we believe that there is more than one violence, ladies and gentlemen. There is also verbal violence because from the data of the internet from CNN.com, there's also kind of violence which is verbal violence. So violence is not always physically. Violence is also can be done. There's also another kind of violence like verbal violence, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that the definition from the opening opposition cannot be accepted in here, ladies and gentlemen. And also, the opening government said that it will make. I'm sorry. The opening opposition said that it's not. It's not. The opening opposition give rebuttals to the opening government. She said that from the RUU KUHP, why it is could be done by 3 years because it's not only about the demonstrant that make the government done the RUU KUHP, but it's on. But there's also another factors why the government done that. But ladies and gentlemen, without our demonstrant, without our violence in the demonstrant in RUU KUHP, we believe that it will not be done within 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that it will be done more than 3 years if the students or the demonstrant doesn't do the demonstrant in the previous years. So we believe in here that violence is actually we need this violence. We need to legitimate violence in form of political protest, ladies and gentlemen. Because if we don't that, ladies and gentlemen, it will make our demonstrant, it will make government hear our voice more, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we can see from status quo, ladies and gentlemen, how can we what is the impact why we need to legitimate this violence in form of political protest because our government is not okay, ladies and gentlemen. Even in this status quo, in this pandemic era, there is still a corruptor in our government. When our people suffer because of this pandemic, and then we want to recover from this condition, but there is still many corruptor in our government. So we believe that if we don't use this violence, if we don't legitimate this violence in form of political protest, we cannot convey our voice, ladies and gentlemen, because our government is not that kind, it's not that good. So we have to bring our voice into the more level, into a higher level. We have to make our voice stronger, which is by legitimate this violence in form of political protest. And also, the opening opposition said that, is that worth it, risking people life so government can hear our voice? But let's consider this. Even if we're risking people life in the in term of demonstrant, in term of political protest, it will be still worth it because we risk some people life to make the government do our protest, to make the government open their eyes, to make the government hear our voice
so we can save more of more people in the future.
Yo, I believe
No thanks, because the government has already heard our voice, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that it still be worth it. Yes, please. Is there any still to I?
you say that the violence is verbal violence, but you say that it is worth it to suffer people life, risking people life. Thank you.
Yeah, because I said even if we use those conditions, even if we use your statement, it will be still worth it. So we believe that we should legitimate violence in form of political protest. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Oke. Oke, ada sekitar 8 tambah 5 berapa ya? 13 menit ya untuk feedback. Jadi sebenarnya masing-masing tuh kayak main aman gitu ya kalau menurut aku melihatnya itu. Yang harusnya dijelaskan itu adalah penjelasan status quo yang masih gagal dijelaskan sampai itu di closing government disampaikan oleh Akram ya. Getting more attentions from either government or media gitu kan. Cuma prosesnya masih perlu di-extend lagi. Bagaimana akhirnya jadi kayak masing-masing dari kalian gagal menjelaskan status quo gitu ya. Misalnya kalau ada demonstrasi ya, kenapa demonstrasi itu terjadi gitu kan, apa so far mekanisme approaches yang bisa dilakukan gitu kan, apakah di situ ada diplomasi sebelumnya, media apa seperti yang sudah dilakukan gitu. Jadi antara physical sama verbal violence itu juga harus disampaikan fisik apa ya, non physical efforts yang bisa dilakukan sebelum melakukan violence. Dari kubu oposisi juga masih belum bisa menjelaskan bahwasanya mekanisme yang saat ini sedang terjadi itu sudah cukup efektif gitu ya. Maksudnya seperti apa? Dengan kenapa akhirnya tidak menunjukkan verbal abuse atau verbal verbal violence is enough kayak gitu loh. Ya kan, bagaimana kita memberikan narasi-narasi yang santun atau misalnya sarkas itu cukup daripada kita misalnya kayak misuk atau kayak condemning, mengutuk dengan kata-kata yang nggak baik, itu malah semakin membuat keadaan semakin buruk kayak gitu. Bagaimana itu bisa kayak misalnya menuliskan petisi atau bagaimana menjadwalkan pertemuan gitu kan, melakukan dialog, membawa politisi tersebut ke kampus untuk melakukan dialog secara langsung atau diskusi komparasi kayak gitu semacam kayak gitu kan, itu juga bisa membuat kayak more civilized, more educated gitu loh, akhirnya dibawa ke modernnya itu tersentuh gitu loh ya kan. Bandingkan kalau misalnya physical violence, dan jadi kalian kayak jarang mengimajinasikan apa yang akan terjadi ketika misalnya violence itu akhirnya dilegitimated gitu loh. Ya. Jadi kayak akhirnya semua orang tuh berusaha untuk mendominasikan kekuatan mereka kayak gitu. Akhirnya ketika physical violence itu for example dilegalkan, itu kan akan semakin melegalkan security guard untuk mengopres, pemerintah untuk mengopres, dan juga melegalkan mereka Protestan untuk membawa sesuatu ketika misalnya itu dilegalkan, gitu kan. Itu akan semakin worsening condition, gitu kan. Not only for each party but both parties. It doesn't solve anything, kayak gitu misalnya. Itu yang gagal dijelaskan dari awal. Itu ya, status quo masih belum dijelaskan. Kenapa you consider that it is not enough to only rely to soft approaches ya, rely on soft approaches kayak gitu. Kenapa? Sebuntu apa gitu loh? Deadlock apa situasi sehingga kita nggak bisa mengcounter pemerintah, nggak bisa memberikan masukan atau aspirasi rakyat ke pemerintah. Seperti sejauh mana kita gagal untuk melakukan diplomasi, gitu ya. Seberapa efektif tingkat diplomasi yang dilakukan oleh mahasiswa saat ini, gitu. Ya itu belum masih dijelaskan. Tentang soft approaches ini masih gagal. Jadi semuanya fokus pada violence. Itu yang harusnya disampaikan dari awal. Gitu. Kemudian gitu ya. Jadi nggak ada yang menyentuh kenapa is not apa ya, penyebab-penyebab mengapa akhirnya it is not enough to only rely on verbal gitu ya kan. Jadi kenapa soft approach itu nggak lagi more effective. Dan aku pengen bilang lagi di sini motionnya adalah retrospective motion ya. Di sini jadi kita nggak melihat ke other mechanism gitu ya. Jadi kita melihat ke status quo yang selain berarti lawan dari violence gitu ya, non violent sections gitu ya untuk protesting gitu. Jadi misalnya dengan memprotes kayak for example ketika ada yang misalnya protes ditolak 3 kali tapi tidak boleh ada presiden 3 kali periode kayak gitu, itu semacam narasi-narasi yang menarik gitu loh, yang tetap polite tetapi juga menyentuh gitu, tetapi juga humorous at the same time, itu yang akan menggairahkan publik untuk semakin menunjukkan dukungan kayak gitu kan, yang akhirnya terekspos ke media. Kita bisa meninggalkan hal-hal yang bersifat yang jauh dari eksistensi mahasiswa itu sendiri kayak gitu loh ya. Itu. Jadi di Dian tadi kurang menjelaskan status quo-nya apa gitu ya. Efeknya apa gitu. Yang menjelaskan akhirnya ketika misalnya ini enggak kalau misalnya mendukung kan, kenapa akhirnya harus mendukung? Kenapa harus akhirnya dilegalkan? Gitu. Apa yang akan terjadi ketika misalnya itu dilegalkan kayak gitu ya. Kami juga kita semuanya kayak jarang sampai di Bagus ya. Di Bagus berani untuk memainkan skenario-skenario even if itu ya. Jadi kalau misalnya di case-nya kalau misalnya si Dian bilang itu efektif, harusnya di misal berani mengatakan kenapa bahkan ketika itu efektif, nah gitu kan, kenapa seharusnya itu tidak dilakukan, gitu kan, misalnya. Sebenarnya kamu udah bilang risking their life, kenapa pada akhirnya risking their life is not enough, gitu, is not worth it. Kamu jelaskan bahwasanya itu it doesn't suit with the hierarchy of rights kayak gitu kan. Nah, kemudian kenapa hierarchy of rights itu menjadi prioritas di sini? Nah, itu yang belum dijelaskan kayak gitu ya. Itu. Kemudian kamu juga jelaskan people easily provoked. Why this happen itu nggak dijelaskan. Kenapa sih orang-orang gampang diprovokasi? Bagaimana proses mereka terprovokasi? Itu dijelaskan oleh Elin. Itu kan propaganda, ada play victims, tapi masih kurang ekstensif juga itu. Kemudian kamu bilang worse, much worse. Just how worse the status quo? Gitu. Ketika misalnya kita udah melihat ya examples of how violence is being used in the middle of political protest kayak gitu. What happens gitu kemudian kamu jelasin much worse conditionnya nanti seperti apa. Nah itu tuh yang belum dijelaskan. Dan ini ada progress, kamu udah lebih more structure. Ini yang belum bisa dilakukan oleh Bagus ya. Dian juga karena aku switch ke posisi government juga masih bingung. Bagaimana menjelaskan terlalu campur aduk antara argumen sama contoh. Itu ya, masih kurang rapi lagi. Itu yang perlu dirapikan lagi. Unclear stance, apa yang sedang terjadi dan apa yang akan terjadi itu masih perlu dijelaskan, ditambahkan ya. Oke, reminder of things wrongs. Kalau misalnya kamu bilang itu efektif, Dian. Kalau misalnya kamu bilang itu efektif sebagai reminder, why it is not enough to consider all those soft approaches given so far? Gitu, sebagai reminder. Gitu kan. Akhirnya perlu dilegitimasikan. Kayak gitu. Lagi-lagi kita nggak bicara masalah mekanisme ya, gitu. Ya, karena kita menganggap motionnya adalah retrospektif. Kemudian jadi banyak yang taking for granted, misalnya ketika misalnya bilang bigger problems, more chaos, like what? Kayak gitu, bigger problemnya. Jadi semakin susah untuk menyentuh aspirasi masyarakat gitu. Karena semuanya mengandalkan brute rather than brain kayak gitu ya. Gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya kamu kaitkan sama politik gitu kan, political protest gitu. Kita bermain dengan mind scheming di situ. Bagaimana kita bisa mendapatkan privilege, bagaimana kita dapat side dengan other parties, gitu. Yang di situ otomatis brutality atau non-physical atau physical abuse, verbally juga itu it doesn't work at all kayak gitu ya. Itu ya kan. Bagaimana Kalau kayak gitu kan semakin apa ya, branding us in negative light kayak itu. Misalnya yang itu akan semakin jauh dari purpose of politics itself gitu ya. Itu. Kemudian kalau dari opening government, closing government itu sebenarnya udah bagus ya yang dari Akram itu, tapi terlalu singkat gitu. Kalau misalnya dari security guard mereka given tools to protect, berarti kalau misalnya kamu closing government, kamu pengen protester itu juga membawa equipments to attack the security guard atau kayak gimana? Kayak gitu tuh loh, ya kan? Jadi kamu kayak hanya menjelaskan, oh still fine gitu loh, tentang security guard karena mereka. Tapi akhirnya gimana tuh dengan goals dari protes itu, apa political protest itu tersampaikan atau enggak? Dan aku pengen sampaikan buat Elin dan Akram, kita nggak bisa secara eksplisit setuju gitu ya, misalnya dengan apa menunjukkan approval gitu ya. Jadi yang kurang itu yang perlu ditunjukkan gitu ya. Jadi kalau misalnya I agree with what has been said in regard to the be modernized or civilized people by using social media in supporting the idea, atau misalnya in deconstructing atau in disagreeing gitu. Enggak, kita nggak menunjukkan itu ya. Kita boleh menunjukkan persetujuan, tetapi kita juga mengkritisi di satu waktu ya, di satu waktu. Jadi even if they say that social media might be the most proper medium to deliver the ideas, but they didn't. Nah itu. Jadi tidak hanya mengoreksi argumen, tetapi juga mengoreksi bagaimana mereka menyampaikan argumen. Itu ya. Jadi jangan menyampaikan approval saja, karena kalian di tim yang berbeda. Itu ya, baik walaupun misal sama si Elin sama-sama satu kubu, sama-sama oposisi, tetapi kalian itu Elin apa kekurangannya si Michelle di situ yang gagal disampaikan, yang imperfect itu privilege dari being closing gitu loh. Kalau kamu gagal menyampaikan itu, kamu nggak dapat kredit itu ya, itu sih. Oke, kemudian tadi sebenarnya dari Elin sudah cukup bagus ya, prioritizing violence. If it's legal, itu bisa dipropaganda, banyak playing victims. Then what happens kalau misalnya itu semuanya terjadi? Gitu kan. Tujuan pertama apa itu? Ya kan? Tersampai nggak tujuan itu? Gitu. Apa semakin kayak gitu ya? Oke. Kemudian dari closing government, dari bagus coba lebih more structurized ya. Mana yang rebuttals, mana yang arguments, gitu ya. Kemudian verbal, narasi verbal itu sudah disampaikan berkali-kali ya, gitu. Dari awal itu sudah dijelaskan dari si Dian, kemudian disampaikan sama Akram. Narasi tentang verbal itu sudah dijelaskan, gitu. Jadi kamu nggak perlu menyampaikan itu lagi, gitu ya. Jadi kamu menjelaskan komparasi soft approaches itu yang belum ada dari awal sampai akhir kayak gitu. Jadi penjelasan tentang status quo itu yang sangat minim. Kalian terlalu centralized pada pemikiran atau fokus pada apa ya, use of violence itu ketika dilegalkan aja itu ya. Tapi tadi udah bagus. If we didn't do violence verbally or physically, ya karena apa? Government mereka lazy. Why you consider them lazy gitu loh? It's not enough to judge them partially. You need to give more elaborate explanation on that. Your government is not okay. Corruptors, people suffer, and we need to recover. All of that, can it be solved by violence? How is the process? Violence makes change. Itu missing di situ ya. Itu oke. Tadi juga counter yang bagus. Even if we risk life, it will be worth it. Government do, and here give more example on that. Itu ya. Kamu harus pahami posisi kamu sebagai closing. Berarti kamu harus mengkritisi semuanya. You stop before you should stop. Itu ya. Kamu masih punya remaining time, remaining minutes. Kritisi dari awal sampai akhir. Kamu di closing. Ya, dari OG-nya gimana kelemahannya, dari OO apa kelemahannya, dari CO apa kelemahannya. That's your time ya, untuk mengkritisi semuanya, apa yang lemah, apa yang membuat mereka gagal, apa yang membuat argumen mereka invalid ya. Kamu puji dulu mereka somehow good tapi less di sini gitu ya. Oke, untuk ranknya firstnya jatuh ke CG ya, second ke OO, kemudian strength ke OG, kemudian terakhir CO. Itu ada pertanyaan? So
Saya
far,
mau izin tanya, Sir.
silakan.
Kalau mosi kayak gini tuh kan mendukung yang menurut saya itu mendukung yang negatif ya. Kan emang violence itu buruk. Nah, itu contoh-contoh biar bisa dapat ide out of the box kan gimana, Sir? Soalnya menurut saya ini susah banget mosinya kalau di government.
Oke, untuk out of the box berarti oke. Sebenarnya yang paling utama adalah banyak membaca ya. itu. Jadi menang-menang material, menang-menang data di situ. Kalian yang paling banyak membaca, paling banyak knowledge, paling banyak insights, itu satu. Kemudian kalau misalnya kalian kurang membaca dan kalian nggak tahu harus mengcounter kayak gimana, gunakan preemptive strike. I told you, right? Gitu. Kalau misalnya kalian government, asumsikan, ya kan, si oposisi itu bakal ngomong apa, kalian makan itu, kalian sampaikan dulu. Oke, mungkin oposisi akan berpendapat bahwasanya risking life membuat situasi menjadi semakin ribut, akan gagal menyampaikan aspirasi. Namun justru di situ menjadi titik di mana atensi semua masyarakat yang masih belum bersatu. For example, in the case of demonstration, only partial people would voluntarily contributing their force, to make changes. But with the additions of physical violence or even violence, more people will be easily provoked and finally touch their awareness that there is something wrong with the government. Kayak gitu. It is the only way to break the fanatism, to open their minds. So the existence of victims must be manifested. Kayak gitu misalnya. Jadi ambil argumennya, mungkin bakal disampaikan oleh Misal, mungkin bakal disampaikan oleh Elin. Kalau misalnya they're afraid of the existence of the propaganda, atau misalnya the play victims, why it can be justified? Kayak gitu, ya kan? Kenapa itu dibenarkan? It's natural to happen. Dan bakal semakin menyampaikan aspirasi masyarakat, kayak gitu. Gimana proses diproses, kayak gitu ya. Itu sih, ya. Oke. Anything else?
I want to ask you. Ini kan yang kurang adalah penjelasan mengenai status quo-nya. Kalau status quo yang tadi saya jelaskan itu, kalau violent tuh is exist di political protest sekarang, sama yang society sekarang tuh kayak easily provoked. Berarti kurangnya tuh kurang menjelaskan tentang demonya yang sekarang, kayak terlalu banyak yang di violence-nya gitu, Sir, atau gimana?
Justru kurangnya itu adalah itu. Di status quo-nya nggak dijelaskan apa soft approaches apa yang sudah berlaku dan itu tidak berfungsi. Gitu. Kemudian people easily provoked juga belum dikarakterize gitu loh. Ya. Itu. Jadi yang kurang di situ ya. Itu. Jadi komparasi. Kalau misalnya kalian ngadapi kayak gini nih, ya, use of violence ini kan secara yang tersurat itu kan berarti the existence of previous atau misalnya other mechanism no longer work. Ya, kalian tinggal menjelaskan proses kenapa it doesn't function properly. Kayak gitu di status quo-nya. And that's why kalau misalnya negatif berarti kamu bilang itu masih work kok, kayak gitu kan. Itu masih work. Itu we do not need to legalize itu and use of violence gitu. And it will never be a legitimate form of political protest. Kenapa? Political protest itu lebih kemana? Lebih ke brain daripada brute. Kayak gitu misalnya. Ya, gitu. Kan taktik kan, bagaimana kita bisa apa? Karena apa? Di political parties, misalnya Anies Baswedan, ternyata akhirnya jadi apa? Jadi ikut government sebelumnya oposisi. Political parties is not about physical atau brute forces kayak gitu kan. Semuanya bisa ganti posisi selama ada opportunity, selama ada benefits gitu loh, ya kan? Jadi bagaimana kita bisa provide benefits, yang mana nih yang lebih provide benefits gitu kan? Itu sih ya. Oke. I think that's all for our session. I give you additional like 5 minutes. Okay, still if you have any opinions and comments and questions, you can just DM me or WhatsApp me, okay? So yeah, so enjoy your weekend. See you when I see you and bye-bye. See you everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ya, sama-sama. See ya.